trade places
I'm going to trade
with
places with you.
Yes, right, yeah.
Oh, and look, you have a little letter to yourself.
Okay, so there's a story behind all of the images you see here, and of course the sampler that tells the story is inside, so we'll have to wait until we get to that part. But kind of the main theme is once upon a time, and fairy tales and all of that. So this is once, and this is time. And time is a creature that flies. Time flies, and once is this little girl, and the two of them have these adventures in the world of possibilities. And part of the world of possibilities is the red house. And this is the red house on the facade of the casket. So the people that live in the red house are Claire, who makes dolls, and her husband William, and he puts together the little doll houses and the theaters that the dolls play. So Claire has her little dollies in her hands, little dollies, the doggy plane, you know, tools, whatever it is. Yes, and let me get my
No, that's okay. You're fine.
the iPad.
Look at the mica.
Don't
Is that, so you use real mica?
You actually use real mica?
Oh yes, that's real mica.
Christ. Now I'm on Christ. Now I'm on Christ. We're going downhill. We'll have to do the bleep out the 4-letter words. Start going.
This is my daughter Jane, my son Charles, my husband Chris, right there. They have their portraits there. In the background, looking out the windows, you see yellow mountains and the Golden Rule Mountains, which I will tell you more about later in the story. And so then, you know, just the tools of the trade of sewing and making things. And then he has the same kind of story on this side. So September 2016 is when I finished this panel. I finished it, I think it was the 22nd.
And with the gun cover.
I did it in red the 22nd, but it ended up being right underneath the hinge. So one day if they take the hinge off, they'll know it was a red letter J. They won't know why. Here is a miniature of the casket in profile, embroidered, sitting on top of his workbench, complete with a little, vice. This is a miniature scene of one of the scenes inside the casket.
Michelle, you come join us.
All right.
She made this. That. What do I say? This is one of the ones that's so cool.
So, and this is a miniature version.
I just can't get over these little tools that you found.
Oh, yes. Well, I made the paintbrushes, but I found, you know, wrenches, scissors, the hammer, you know, just too much fun.
Oh my God.
These little stork scissors were real fun.
Oh my God.
So yes, she has birdseed in her hand.
Yes,
actually, it's gravel, but you know, we call it birdseed. And,
look at the little schools with the windows. Look at the oh my God.
Yeah, it's real mica, yeah. See, she went up to God.
She'll start out, she puts down here, and all of a sudden it's like, Jesus.
I was just showing the fashion council members and talking about
Yeah,
them.
you were talking about the caskets?
Yeah, the caskets, and they were so intrigued by them. They're so
so the story continues, like I said, Claire and William, okay, golden rule now. These are golden, there are 2 golden rules in this world. Treat other people the way you want to be treated, or he who has the golden rules. Okay.
Opposing themes.
Very opposing themes. So
The creativity in having the 3-dimensional pieces
Yes.
standing alone
Yeah.
is just, just
So this is he who has the gold rules. Okay, he's the greedy king. He is the dragon prince. And so he is dressed in gold, head to tail. But the children of his kingdom are just in rough linens, kind of poor, raggy kinds of clothes because he doesn't care about them. But here's time, and you missed the story. This is once in time on top of the casket, and time flies. And so time is visiting the children, and the little red beads that you see here, those are little pieces of candy that was brought for the children. So.
Look at the sun's.
Yes, okay, so this is the Golden Rule Mountains, and then this is Rocket Land, which figures later in the story. But so these trees are rockets, and so then they have to have a universe in the sky in which to fly into, so that's what's up there.
So I want to point out to everybody, I know how the originals have that silver tape.
Yes.
She is handmade.
I knew it. I knew that was handmade.
Needle it. This is
Yeah.
all needle lace right
Yeah.
here in a pattern to make
I
colored
to God.
Did you also do this, the metal?
This is just a metal mesh, but that's a contemporary material. That wasn't available. But I believe in, mixing and matching, because this is my world that I live in.
Sure.
So I've combined, of course, those beautiful little
Spangles. No,
thank you.
spangles.
Yeah, spangles.
This is like a life's work.
Well, it was 4 years.
Only,
I know.
only 4 years?
Wait till you see it open.
But now we've
That's all
been.
right. We're just, we've
Yes,
got.
okay, so this is Trina, this is you would be treated. So this is the princely dragon. He is the ruler. He plays music, his children are well dressed, they're happy, it's the opposite of, all right, and then traditionally caskets, as you all know, I had a little grotto with the mermaid. So I wanted to incorporate some of the traditional scenes of the 17th century caskets. But what I did was then I have my bubbling brook that starts down here. And that's the beginning of Bubblegum, which is another land inside of my world of possibilities, which also figures later on in the story. So the bubbles are up here, and then instead of planets, we have the circles are the bubbles. Yes.
I love the water.
Three-dimensional.
Yes. Mhm.
You could spend an entire day looking at this too.
And then the music, you did everything. Just, it's so flags actually like the flying.
Oh, good.
You know, that they're not just like flat flags.
Yeah.
They indicate flags.
Triangle.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I try to do is animate my characters. I want to give them life. I want them to look. I don't want them to be.
Yeah, they really look like they're dancing.
The,
He really looks
this
like he's
head, the
playing.
structure you had to put together to get this head to look like this with
Yeah.
the open mouth.
With the little
teeth.
yeah, and the little
Yeah.
teeth.
Oh no.
And then I always have to kind of fix his horns and
And they just really, he just got the tilt of the head so nicely, like he's really holding a violin. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked for a violin and I couldn't find one that I liked, so I had to make it.
Just had to make it.
Just had
It's
to
like the
make it.
roots that they made.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
thing.
So then the last side, and this is the Enchanted Forest. And this is Bubblegum and Rocket Land coming together with the Stair Palace. And this is really the next casket. Is
The next casket?
the next.
Yeah.
They all are basically the same.
Really?
I just once you
One's
complete
not
one,
enough, right?
You know, and I already have the
You stockpiled the supplies.
well, no, not thanks to Tricia, I won one. So
From
Awesome.
what's inside of this.
Yeah.
But there's a person today picking up 3.
What?
3 caskets.
Really?
I think
see,
the
dear,
highest
and you
number
think I'm bad.
the highest number that somebody has is 4 doubles.
4 doubles.
Yeah.
Wow.
That she started
that's
stitching.
$10,000 worth of caskets. I have no idea.
Okay.
It's on
So this is Ruthie, and she lives in this kingdom here with the Dragon Prince. Okay, so she's still in her plain little clothes. This is Joseph. Joseph lives in Rocket Land, and these trees are kind of a different version of these trees in the Rockets. They team up and live in their next world. Janet is here. But I love these little,
birds are
making these little figures, and these birds were so much fun to make. So,
Birds are amazing.
um,
I just love the trees on the brown.
Yes.
Those are so
yeah,
beautiful.
and that's the path into the forest. And so here, let's see now if I can remember. This is the Golden Rule Mountains. This is the Princely Dragon's castle here, and it's kind of pink, so it does mirror this one here. And then I have the Enchanted Forest in the middle, and then the Dragon Prince Golden Castle there, and then the Golden Rule Mountains again. So that finishes that. And then this is the Stair Palace. Really a totally different technique, a very free form, very colorful free form. And then these 4 figures, symbols, work into the story of Ruthie and Joseph later on.
So what gets me is that I can just kind of tell where you got some inspiration from. Like
Oh,
this piece right here,
yes.
the garland
Yes.
from the casket that was sold in the Netherlands. It's like the one that's like this that has all the jewels along it. I mean, your technique looks just like.
Okay, and you know, I can't even trace it after a
remember
while.
where the
Because
inspiration
there's so much input that
Yeah.
I know I'm borrowing from.
Oh yeah, but
from
in a
everything.
totally different way.
Yes,
You know,
right,
like you know,
yes.
studied all the pictures.
Right.
You know,
Well,
see
and
where
then,
it's coming from.
then Tricia sends me a new wonderful toy to play with, and it's like, well, now how can I use that, and how can I make it?
Oh, I see.
You know,
Yeah.
I've got something pretty. Yeah, where am I gonna put that, and how am I gonna use it? And
This whole background is all that's all blue stitching.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
and then matching the, I was happy with this braid, and I got better at it, at matching. Yeah. So I thought it tied it together. It's a very different look than the original ones. Okay, then there's the inside.
No. All right, yeah, you introduced all the characters.
So we'll start up here.
And that's what we.
No, they're still hard to open.
Yes, they are.
Some things haven't changed. Some things haven't changed. So this is just a little card. And let me take the whole box out. Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
I know I'm gonna not because I don't want you to see what it is. So,
And then this is the boat moves.
The
The boat moves.
sailboat moves. You can just take it out. It's just, you know, a little. And so you can pass that around.
Oh my God.
Oh, this is the sweetest thing. Oh, held in my hand. Look at
Oh,
that.
the layering.
Oh, look at that. So creative. It's
Is that a chenille yarn or just a fuzzy?
No, actually, it's a type of paper, handmade mulberry paper that's painted and then kind of frayed.
Frayed.
Yeah.
oh, like distress the surfaces.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so fun to see the materials and
Well,
see what you've
yes,
done with
yes,
it.
right, right.
And is this covered? Is this a paper?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you hand color the paper yourself? Or?
Some of the colors I hand colored. Sometimes I'd find the right color.
So
I look for the right color marbled paper everywhere.
Yeah. Paper goes so well with
And then finally, paper stores, you know, chain store.
They just have it.
And they have the right colors,
How
like,
did you
oh,
do
that's
it?
fine.
It's
How
beautiful.
do you make such tiny? They're so tiny.
Tiny what?
Well, the
Stitches.
Well, I don't know what to call. I guess
Yes,
stitches.
okay.
Yeah.
So
She
that
made the braid.
So it's a braid.
it's a braid.
It's a flat braid
Oh, that you stitch.
that I stitched
so
together.
And I saw that
Oh,
on your pieces.
okay.
On your caskets
Okay.
downstairs. It's done.
Yes.
Okay. All
I'll
right.
put it in a
So do you
way.
have then all the threads each have a needle, or do you do it freehand without a needle? Like how do you keep the threads
The braid?
braided? You just braid it.
We had it done in France.
I didn't braid it.
Oh,
You bought it.
I braided pieces.
It's one of the braiding machines where you have all of the different spools and then we load different ones
and
and
then
it
you
goes.
and then you go, okay.
Yeah, it's
all
very
right.
fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a lace.
It reads
technique,
like
back and
something that
forth,
maybe is
like-
crocheted.
They mix
Oh,
her in the
yes,
center
a lot
of
of
a
stitches.
circular
Yeah.
stage.
I just didn't know how that was possible.
And so that's how round or flat braiding is done. Yeah. So it's like a kumahimo stand, but it's automated. So we actually figured out the braid structure that's on your caskets, a kumahimo stand,
No.
and then transferred
Well,
it
I told you
to
about
that.
once in time.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
and then it's in 12 14 to 5
She's got a
hours.
pin in her head, so just be there, just so she doesn't lose her hat.
Oh my gosh, that is so special.
So that's that braid again,
That's the
but it
braid.
has the needle lace in between it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so here's that braid.
There's your
Yeah. And she has her little cap is
Now,
the
is
braid.
No.
this on
Look
thistle
at that
thread? Can you
ribbing.
make a peacock on
Yes.
thistle
Yes.
thread? Okay.
Yes, but this is her interpretation of it,
Oh,
which is she took the same kit, but she gave it life.
Yeah.
That I just what did they do?
Oh, man.
How many colors of the braid did they do for you?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot, clearly.
Basically, it just takes money.
She makes it, I buy it. Lots of it sometimes, yes.
And is this one of your characters?
Yes, that is
This is
once.
time.
Oh, that's time.
That's
Okay.
once, and
That's
this is
once and
time.
that's time.
Yes.
Is this a real feather on
A little what?
She's like a
Did a real
30s.
feather?
Yes, a little close, yeah.
Oh, it is.
It is. Goodness.
Oh,
Oh, that's so perfect.
So that was the little kit we did.
So yes, so
in,
this is,
Oxford.
this
Okay.
lace is what that
All
braid
right.
is called.
yeah.
And then I tack it down and then I fill it in with little buttons.
Okay,
That's how that
That's
this goes
nice.
together.
Those are all, you go round and round.
Yes.
Things like that to it.
As if I know. Like, you just go round and round.
What's underneath it?
That's right.
It's just stuff.
Just stuffed.
Yeah.
I think you need to talk to a publisher. Like, this should be a children's book.
Yeah.
Like Sally made.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I don't
great.
see
Together several years ago
Yes.
about the Red House. And so
Okay.
originally it was printed at 8x8, so I made a miniature version that could fit inside the casket. So
Oh.
that's why that is in there now. So,
Did everyone hold a doll?
She's great.
Yes. I love her shoes. Oh, goodness. Can I see
Yeah,
the
I know
peacock?
exactly.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
and I can leave these things out. I'll just put everything together at the end. And then
Oh my gosh.
Picture me standing. Well, it's with the mouth open, like it's just it's in the eyes. It's actually all in the eyes, where people's eyes are like.
This is
The
amazing.
peacock is really.
Can I take some pictures?
Yeah, we should definitely.
All right.
take
I was gonna send you some of my
Sorry, not
pictures
yet.
too for your
I'm like,
your
we have to
Facebook.
have pictures.
Oh my god, look at my blood and everything's
It's just like-
awesome.
So did you actually make this red house too?
yes, it was a dollhouse kit that I made for my daughter 30 some years ago. And
So
then-
this is not something new.
Well, then I remodeled it to suit my needs. And the look on my daughter's face when I told her I'm redoing your dollhouse. Huh?
She didn't like that at all.
I said, yeah, but you don't play with it. I think you've kind of outgrown it. You don't have room in your house for it. And, you know, it's mine now.
That's really great.
She has quite an extensive blog.
Oh,
that
it
is-
follows all the
Oh,
stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
Step
And
by
she
step.
vlogged the making of it.
I did.
Oh, you
Did. I'll
I
have to
did.
look at your blog.
So we need to start here, which is, this I did long before I did anything in the casket, and probably shortly after doing that book, was this is my version of a sampler. So, you know, everything is Janet's version of the original whatever. So, this is called Once Upon a Time, the official travel guide to the world of possibilities. And here in the picture I have the clock tower, which I forgot to mention. Once in time, live in a clock tower, because where else would they live when it's time? So, and they live in the village, which is where the Red House is. And then you have the Golden Rule Mountains, and you have, this is the dragon surrounding it. This is the Enchanted Forest. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the River of Stars. That's the River of Stars. This is right up here. They're all here, and I just forget where they are sometimes, you know. This is the Stair Palace, so that's what's the bubble. Yes, Bubble Dome and Rocket Land. So, and over years, they evolve and change, and I don't have to be a slave to what they look like in an early version. So this says the long-awaited and much anticipated sequel to Making Things, and I did a book about the creative spirit and about creativity and making things. So I really enjoyed that book, and this to me is its sequel. Made by Janet Carrier Grant, the year 2011, at the age long past 8 years. So don't have to don't have to know any more than that. And there you have Time and Once again. and a complete maps, guide, and history of the village, Stair Palace, Bubblegum, Rocket Land, River of Stars, Golden Rule Mountains, and the Enchanted Forest. So this tells the whole story, and it fit in the casket, which was really nice of it, because, like I said, that was done long before I had started on the, long before I think I even knew of this project. So, and then there are little drawers, as you know, from as you know.
Oh, look at her.
I like to make little dollies.
That hat. I love it. Wow.
And so these little little doll clothes made out of that braid on tiny hangers.
So the things inside were her entries to my casket toys contest, which is why she won the grand prize.
Because I do toys well.
Well, and many other, and look at
I mean, just this alone probably would have, one or two of those would have won the contest, but the whole thing was just like,
oh my goodness, it's like a little Harlequin. Nice.
Yes, he is.
When did you start working in needlework? Were you
As
a
a
young
kid,
child?
just something I've always
Did your
loved.
family also do a lot of?
My grandmother did a lot of needlework, nothing like this, embroidered,
My size. I was like, can we get this size
pre-printed.
up?
She was a good rug hooker.
Oh, she was a rug hooker?
Yeah.
look at him, look at that politics.
All right.
Oh my
Yes, I was going to do a
You
whole
matched your
series of
outfit.
Italian,
Right.
yeah.
Goodness.
I
Going a
still
little
may,
over.
but
Matching. Oh my
Where did
goodness.
these come out of?
That's
Oh,
an
they're just
apron
in-
for any of the dollies.
Oh,
They're
I
all
see. You can dress
interchangeable,
them.
so you can change their clothes at any time. Not the skirt. The fabric from the skirt is the fabric line I did.
Printed,
My quilting line. My quilting line.
The book
Many
is
years
beautiful.
ago.
Oh my, you took a little piece.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
Wow. I gotta take a picture of that.
That is so sweet.
Let me get that.
Yeah, turn it up.
Oh, well, I like the back of all of these.
That's okay, get the
jackets.
pan first and then.
This one's all
Okay.
made of lace.
Look at her.
Jacket.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm gonna do
gosh.
front and back.
Sweet.
And her little shoes.
Amazing. Oh, this is
Okay, now
just
the
so
back.
fun. A little tomato.
With the little strawberry.
And the little cap. Isn't that fantastic? Wow. And what do you have in your secret compartment?
I'm not gonna have to eat
I'm
for the
not
rest of my life.
sure.
I've had so much.
If I have anything here, there's nothing in this one. I'm sorry.
I love this
Do I have-
secret.
Oh, this. Oh, I should have taken this out. The look on his face. Oh, Janet, I can't believe you left that. This. I'm thinking about doing a miniature checker set. This is just the pattern for the woman, how it would fit if you fold it up like that. And then use black and white buttons for the
I think it's
markers. I'm a slacker and I didn't get that done.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
the slacker was not
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Slacker.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not.
So,
Oh my goodness.
I know, they're beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
thank you. Gotta hold it down.
Yeah, hold it down.
Hold it down. Okay, so now this next.
And so,
Help
Jen,
me over
for,
here, how to open
for
this.
this surface
So,
piece, did you
this
embroider
key right
on a
here.
piece of
Oh,
cloth
that's
and
it.
then
I know
upholster?
that. I know that. I remember that now.
Janet, she had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So for this front
Oh.
facing, you embroidered on a piece of cloth and then upholster it to
You glue it.
Glue it.
Glue it.
And let me
Directly onto it.
open
What kind of
this.
glue did you use?
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
the
ask
wheat
that.
paste.
It is the
Oh, the
wheat
wheat
paste.
paste,
Yes.
Yeah, so actually Marie and I worked
Well,
together on that, analyzing the glues that were used.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I'm just waiting for that
That's very sedate. Oh, no. Wait a minute, it just gets hung up on the little hook there. Don't worry. I think, there we go.
It's like those telescoping.
Yes,
Any of the stains.
yes.
Yeah, those telescoping.
And actually,
things.
what really works nicely, I can't do it yet. I'll show you at the end how it works nicely, but this is another little garden for the dollies to play with. And if I take this out,
But you must have had such fun.
oh,
Yeah.
Really?
oh, yeah. So So this piece is all of the metal pearl, the silk wrapped pearl.
Oh. Do you know how to hold it down?
This is the hardest one.
It is the hardest one to get. It's, you know, and you don't open it for a while.
Oh, you just get stuck in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's
So
just
now
a
you can
two-person
see it.
job.
Yeah.
I love the colors.
Oh,
It has
yeah.
that silk wrap
Yeah.
pearl on it. And that's the one that you use the silver
tape,
one.
yeah.
That is so
This is silk
cool.
gimp, two colors that have been, you braided it or something?
I knotted it.
Knotted it?
I
Put it down.
knotted it and then
It's incredible.
couched it down. Yeah, yeah.
Are these pearl threads?
Yes.
But that looks like a changeable because it's like your eyes can't rest
Right.
on one or the other.
Right.
And then with the red, it's like this optical. This is
Yeah.
like a little op art.
So, and it's a much more contemporary kind of design than anything
So
else.
beautiful.
Now, are these are metallic, right? But are they?
They're silk
silk
wrapped.
wrapped.
They're
Yes.
silk covered. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Silk wrapped pearl.
So it gives it that like.
I didn't know
stiffness.
that you could get that.
Yeah.
Only from
Only
Trisha.
from Trisha.
All right, good to know. Good to know.
I am a good
It
customer.
is not easy. It's not easy to get them made because they're actually a lot of work.
Oh,
they do it in
really?
So we do it in England, and for a while, Bill Barnes was the only one, and Bill's kind of working like quarter time at the moment, which is really difficult for me. And then I got another company up and running, but they can only do it in a different scale, and we are this far from a third company, and then we're gonna have like a wealth of them, just a wealth of them, and they'll be just
I don't
a
think I'm gonna
hair
try to
bigger
do
than
it.
that. They're
I
so
can get the
beautiful. I
theater to
cannot
sit
keep them
in
in
here,
stock.
but it's kind of a pain in the
Yeah, we can get a sense
yeah.
of it.
You
That's
can-
amazing.
yeah. So,
It's so clever.
but this, yeah.
Now,
She's the most
I
clever
just love it.
student.
I'm so excited that this
Clever and talented.
Yes, but there
there are
are
others.
that are at that level too.
They just do
They just do different.
different styles.
Different
We have
styles,
different voices.
Different
Yeah.
voices,
Yeah.
yeah. Rachel's
Yeah.
voice
Oh.
is unbelievable. And I
Yes,
just saw
right.
a bunch of her work. And if you saw her work in person, you'd melt as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So you teach classes in casket making
Yeah.
and embroidery.
And all the different techniques.
Yep.
But it's sort of like a campaign almost. Like it's like a.
It's hard to describe what it is. It's
Right,
like-
exactly.
It's like
It's
a
like
mission.
an online workshop that has a beginning, middle, and end, right? You
Yeah,
subscribe.
well,
sort of.
the point was in this particular one is that there'll be people like Janet out there who have their own creative vision, and there's people like who have only been doing cross stitch work, and they do exactly what the teacher tells them to do.
Yeah.
That's that spectrum.
Right.
And the idea was to enable her and bring them up, right, and provide a course structure that allowed them to explore their creativity. But
Because when
within
I
the
first
historical
looked at her
context.
class,
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was going to be a how-to step-by-step, and
Right.
I put it aside. And then the more I read, I
Yeah.
understood that, oh no, I'm just getting an opportunity here with all the materials,
Right.
and then I could do what I want. I said, okay,
Now
I can do that.
Yeah, right.
So the course is like a particular a month might say, okay, we're going to study stump work, large animals. And we're going to look at a lot of historic examples, and we're going to look at talk about how are they constructed, and I'll construct an example and show you how to attack it and discuss how to attack it. So when you decide to do a horse, which is my camel, you know how to go about doing it. And that's how the coursework goes.
But and then everyone's having online conversations. So
At the same
someone
time.
Yes.
in
Yeah.
Ohio has a
Is
question,
talking
and
to
someone
you.
in Indiana
That's
can
so
say,
good.
"Oh, actually, I
Yeah.
tried it this way,"
Yeah.
or make sure you know.
Right.
I mean, it's really a graduate course that's going on for now 8 years.
Yeah.
And so there's continual material being updated to the original course as time goes on, plus additional side courses.
Wow.
So there's stuff in these.
Yes,
I know
there's
stuff in these.
more. Yes, there's the pussycat.
These little French hats.
Yes. Oh, I forgot about these. More little tunnel books. This is a little moonlight on the water.
This is
Beautiful.
Concept.
Well,
Coordinating, so
It's supposed to be kind of French when you see the other. This is where I want to live, in a little embroidered world. It's totally. I mean, if I could have a house that, well, I have a good house, but you don't live in embroidery, and this is.
I always
just-
loved dioramas when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And miniatures, anything
yeah.
Okay,
miniature.
so here is the owl that goes with the pussycat. So you see, he has his little French scarf around, and his
nice pants.
the pants are definitely yes,
So
little
cute.
sailor pants,
So you need a runcible spoon.
and a little green boat. Yeah. and the honey and the whole thing.
Fabulous.
So, oh, I know where else I have little things.
You see, I couldn't resist the.
There must be little critters someplace else. Oh, my kids gave me this for Christmas one year, and I had to put it somewhere. And the irony of this is the company that makes this is Sublime Stitching.
Oh, really?
And they're stitching.
Oh,
It's so
so-
sweet. Well, it's-
so-
We should take
Yeah.
a
it's so
picture of that.
super sweet.
Yes,
And
Include
people
that in the
people work on a project for 2 hours and then they put this
That's
label on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
I love the irony of that. And only you and I are we're the only ones that get it, but I'll hold still.
Oh my goodness.
But it's very appropriate for this project.
Yeah. It's the first question you get too.
Yes, how long did it take?
Yeah.
Well, here.
It's so beautiful.
And then I know there are a couple little somewhere
Oh,
like
right.
oh yes, there are. Yes, there's
Oh my gosh. Oh, there he is. Oh, he looks like Napoleon.
and there's the little doggy.
Oh, the dog is incredible.
Isn't it incredible? Let me take a sweet picture of the dog. And look at these little,
okay.
I love her stripe. This is very.
So one of the techniques that Tricia shared last summer in the casket toy project was making a snake. For some reason, 17th century young ladies thought making a snake was a fun toy.
Oh, a snake, yes.
Yes, and I thought, well, I don't need a snake in my casket. So I used the same technique, but instead of having a tongue sticking out, I have the water flowing. And then instead of spiraling it as a snake, I wound it up into a watering can. So any one of the dollies can hold that, and then she can water the garden. This garden or that garden.
Oh my goodness.
And I think that's, oh, and then, yes, and a little basket of flowers made out of the lancet and little flowers.
Braids, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This is just a dollhouse.
It is a dollhouse, yes, that's what it
It's a portable
is.
dollhouse,
Yes.
basically. You can take it with you.
So I think that's everything. I don't think there's anything else. I think
more
we've emptied-
hiding.
I love the way you created the bar to open the shelf.
Well, that's traditional. I mean, that comes.
That's in your,
oh, yes.
I love that
here.
this has such an old history. It's
Yes.
just so fantastic.
Yeah.
And
No.
it's just being reinvented.
Yeah, no, I just took all of the essence of the 17th century, well, because Tricia and Richard made that available. And in my bag, I have 2 other little pieces. Chris,
Oh, sure. Oh, sorry.
yeah, okay.
I'm just looking at them until I can't put the garden down.
Is this
Okay.
your metalwork?
Yes.
I can put the
So you
garden
guys
down.
have
We have-
significantly in this
This was
by
your first project, I think.
So
trinket
the
box.
beaded baskets of way back when.
We have some beaded baskets.
I thought you, oh, do I get to see some
look at
today?
something like
Okay.
that
Oh,
here,
good,
whatever like
good,
that, and then
good,
I'll go back and I'll have it made.
This is so
And all the
beautiful.
colors and all that. And then we matched all the colors to the back of the pieces here. That's how we got the color palette.
So before,
This is so beautiful.
yeah,
Little basket.
yeah, this was the study box that Tricia provided with the class so that we could practice on techniques and materials and things like that. So it's kind of an experimental.
Bird on the side.
Well, I did. This is a cop-out. Well, this is just mulberry paper though. And I said,
Oh, but it is the technique that was used.
because it's leaving paper.
It's leaving
right.
paper.
Design.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Well, thank you.
So some of the people in the class decided to do their own design, some did my design.
Oh.
So we have like this whole like album now of different trinket boxes.
So I called mine, it's called, it's a trinket box, so this is Miss Trinket's box. So this is Miss
So this
Miss
is from
Trinket.
Judy Perdick and
Oh, wait a
I
minute, before I hand that to
three
you, I'm gonna
baskets
take this
that are
out,
the
and now you
baskets
can
for
have.
making the large basket, like the class
Really?
basket.
Her houseboat?
And so she bought like three of them,
this
and I
is
have one, and she has
Hey
two.
diddle diddle,
And then I
cat
have,
diddle,
I
cat
have
jumped over
this
the
metal
moon,
frame
little dog left to see
for it based off of that.
And the
Okay.
dish ran
And then I
away
ran a
with the
contest.
spoon.
Oh, there's
So they
a
ran
spoon.
away, the dish and the spoon, they opened the diner, and that's where
So
the
how does it
diner?
It comes from.
Well, the box is
so
something that
fun.
Tricia
There was
has
one person
provided.
who even
The
did
box has no
with the
hinge.
class.
Oh,
As a
okay.
study.
I see.
Like a
To
zip.
begin, yeah.
And
There's
then
this, and this is Miss
overlays
Trinket, and she goes in the box.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, I love Miss Trinket.
which is totally, you know, something that you found with the
Yeah.
pictures.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Wow.
She is so cute.
And this one is really outside of, it just fits in the box. And this
She
is
has
a
tiny shoes.
Chinese technique of
No, they're
holders.
sewn.
Oh.
They're
So-
sewn with little. No, I can't. I can't show them my glasses. I have my glasses.
Oh,
Is that which glasses?
Yeah, so you would
No,
hold
they're
your threads,
painted.
little tiny paper
Yeah.
patterns would fit inside there, and then you would do the same with all of these.
yeah.
And then you open these up and you have
Oh,
bigger
Oh,
compartments.
wow.
Wow. That is really cool.
mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. How did you learn how to do that?
Online.
Wow.
There was a woman
Is there
in
anything-
England that had gone to China
Yeah.
and researched it, and she wrote a book. I bought her book, sat down and made it. So
Oh my gosh, I love this doggy.
Isn't that the cutest thing?
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah.
Isn't the dog
I know
right?
it's got
The dog is
attitude.
amazing.
Yeah,
The dog
yeah.
definitely
He's
does.
got canine attitude. I
Uh-huh.
love his head turn.
Yeah, his head
Yeah.
is cocked to the side.
Oh my
Uh-huh.
I think I looked
Oh,
online and I
yeah.
found how to make
Oh,
pipe
she
cleaners,
is.
animals, you know,
Yeah.
I thought, okay, well, that's too big, so I will
Yeah, no, you just
take that technique and just do it with
Yeah.
that instead, so.
You didn't make this lace, too.
No, I didn't.
No.
I didn't.
Good.
That would just be too much.
Too much, yes, I know, I agree, I agree. And this is the style of a 17th century shoe.
Is it a whistle? What is it?
No,
I was wondering
it's
what
not
that was.
17th century, I think it's Victorian, but I liked the shape of it.
Yeah.
And then what it is it holds matches.
Oh.
And it has this, the rough
the
surface,
stripes.
so you
Oh,
can
yeah.
strike, so I
Striking.
have self-striking
Oh,
matches
those
in
are
here.
beautiful.
So that if and when I ever actually used my
Sealing wax.
wax,
Sealing
yes,
wax.
sealing wax with my letter J.
Your ink bottles.
And yes, and I do have,
Yes.
there is a pen and the
Oh, yes.
there, so all the tools are there.
And you actually have ink in here?
There's actually ink in there.
And a
yes.
little tassel. Why did it? What would the tassel?
Well, that was,
be?
I'm sorry,
Beautiful.
that was Victorian. I found
Oh,
it at
really?
a flea market. But it is,
So idea, it's the parchment technique.
it's the
It's
parchment
older than
wrapped
Victorian.
with.
It's older, yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
think,
it's
well,
older,
or I'll
yeah.
take your word for it because I just guessed it was some, maybe
It's for 18.
upholstery or a dress ornament perhaps, you know, dresses were
It's not
covered
like
with.
upholstery.
Okay,
You have to go look at the swan bed set upstairs.
Yeah.
okay.
Look at that.
So I just, you know,
If
found.
it's- if it's perfect
It,
in
well,
the color,
yes,
it's
yes,
so perfect.
yes, so it's just, well, okay, can go there.
Wow. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
thank you so much for sharing.
Well, you're
that.
most welcome,
So
you're
beautiful.
welcome, there's no more.
And still, there's
So.